All right, it's Timberborn episode 2. We're almost done building our second pretty mega dam. I don't know, we should come up with a name for it, but look it's making our land fertile. That's really good. We're almost done building the blocks. So let's get to it. We're just gonna let our beavers get started with some building. Again, we're in update 5, which means we've got bad water. This toxic water pollutes and corrupts the land as well as our beavers. So we're currently building, of course, our lovely dam over here, but also this nice little bridge and a lovely staircase so that our beavers can get to our metal, which we do have enough science points for now. Yes, I do want to unlock that. They'll build that eventually. Maybe we'll get 2 in there, huh? And then they'll start taking down all of that metal, and then we can build explosives, and we can start editing the terrain. It'll be perfect. Be super great. And if we zoom in here, we've got 2 inventors, we've got some houses, being built. We've got storage, not a lot of carrots in our storage. And we've also got our grill with our grilled chestnuts, which we're going to high prioritize because we've got 150 chestnuts. That's a lot. So we can start grilling those. And it seems like everyone else is pretty chill. Well, let's just wait until they build this dam over here. I think once the dam gets built, maybe this water will raise just a little bit more, like just the tiniest bit more. We do need to raise it up more so that we can eventually get water in there. So I'm gonna start just planning out where I want some stuff to go. I'm gonna get levees in there because I want it to go to this 3rd level here. I don't want to build on top of the 3rd level, but I want to get to the 3rd level. Then we'll build down. This is literally, I'm not putting any thought into this, just so you know. Absolute 0 thought. We're just going based off of vibes. And right now, the vibes are accurate. Yeah, that seems like a decent start. And then we'll just make sure, oops, I'll delete that later. Cool, lovely. And then, ooh, should we get our floodgates in? 500 points for 3. 150 for the small one. And I do not really want the small one right now. So we'll just start with levees and dams, and then we can demolish it later. And then we'll fill the rest with dams. That should look pretty fine, and then that'll keep water all the way back there. In fact, while we're back here, eventually we're gonna want to put a dam in there. So we'll do that for now. And then, of course, we'll put more dams in later on. We'll probably have a dam in. Okay. And then, once we get dynamite, we'll get this mountain thing down and, go from there. Alright, cool. Look at that. Beavers are almost done with the dam. Now, I know that the water is kind of clipping through on the sides. It doesn't mean it's flooding. Promise. It's not flooding at all. It's just because the water is clipping through. And I think this would be our last piece. It's our last piece. Literally, just someone finish it. Oh, it's because we need so many more logs to build it. All right, tomorrow then, I guess. Tomorrow. It does look like we might need some more beavers. But these are getting built once this gets built. So, soon. It's gonna be a hot second before we get enough logs to finish this last build. So I'm just gonna let it speed through. And we'll eventually get those logs. Hopefully. Maybe we'll just end up cutting down some of these chestnuts. We'll cut down 4 of these chestnuts tomorrow, and then we'll unmark them. So I've not been wanting my beavers to cut these chestnuts because this is a food source. And if we cut down the trees, then they're going to need to grow all the way again. And get more chestnuts and all that whole jazz. Because right now, these chestnuts are 51% of the way to getting actual chestnuts. And as you can see, these chestnuts are popping up and then they're being harvested. And I just wanted the continuous source. So now these trees are going to have to grow all the way back and then produce more chestnuts. But that's okay because we built our dam. We've finished. We've got the dam. It really hasn't changed much to the land, which is okay. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a farmer right there so that I can start planting crops. I think that's a decent place. And then we'll get a path going that way and that way. And we'll put a path on top of this dam only so that the beavers can build it. They need a path to access the other side of the dam. So we'll do that. And then eventually we'll block this bad boy off. Then we can put some stairs up and then have access to build the dam across. Perfect! So we will be building this. Oh. Okay, the drought's coming. I'm not worried at all. We've got this nice massive dam in here. Not worried in the slightest. But what I am going to do to start preparing, I think I'm going to unlock this double platform, which is what we originally had wanted to do last episode, because we wanted to get this in. Yes, I did want that. But you know what I also want is this. This will be helpful for us when we are getting our water pumps down. We'll put it there and there for now. And then we'll turn around and look at our housing. I'm gonna put a stair in there. So now you can see kind of how the staircase is gonna go. It's gonna go up. We're gonna have these houses right here. Probably put another house right here. The nice thing that they've added to update 5 is you can now swap and flip houses. We love it. Good. So now the door can go in there and we can all have access. Cool. So now that that's in, 250 for the triple lodge, which gives us 9 beavers, which is great. We love 9 beavers. It's a lot of beavers. I don't have enough science points for it yet. So might just unlock the double lodge and just do double lodges all along here. Except for this last one, which would be perfect as a triple lodge. So I'm gonna wait on that. And then we're gonna put some paths in. And then eventually we can now walk on here. The verticality of this is amazing. I'll never be able to get over the verticality of Timberborn. It's just so much fun once you add in that you can build up to cities, because so many games you just build to the side, you build horizontally, and it's so boring. I love that you can build up in this game. Nice. So we don't have any logs, but we do have logs being built, or being planted, I should say. And then we can get all these marked for cutting. And you know, I'm also noticing that we have a lot more area. So let's get some maple trees. Or are these oaks? These were oaks, weren't they? And we'll plant all along this. And they can plant just as much as they want to plant. And what I'm thinking is, because it mixes with bad water, I'm thinking that also ruins the spread of the green land. So I'm not sure. Very interesting stuff here. I don't know. Cool. We got in a new house. That's good. Our beavers are chilling, hanging out in their campsite. Cool, cool. Over here, I am noticing that I did just, cul-de-sac this land. Unless I get a house in there and I put a path this way. So that's not a cul-de-sac anymore, but now it is kind of funky and I don't really know where I'm gonna go with this housing unit. Most of the time I normally have at least an idea. Like, I know that I'm gonna stick to the wall for the houses, or I know that I'm going to stick to a path and I'm gonna go against the path, which is, I guess, what my original idea was, but I don't know. This alleyway is kind of throwing me off here. So I don't know what we'll do. but we'll figure it out. And over here, this I saved. I know I put these two in here for when I would eventually get my platforms and my stairs. So now that I have my platforms and stairs, we can make that an actual staircase so that the beavers can have a bit better access to over here, which will make this a lot more accessible too. Cool. I guess we'll just let the beavers build, huh? It's a drought currently, and you can see that our lake is almost out. So I'm gonna pause those two, which is why this is gonna be so important for our build. In fact, might wanna just high prioritize all that, you know? That way we can actually get some of that water, you know what I mean? Perfect. Oh, okay, so that's gone. Thankfully that didn't change too much, except for this one tree, which is dying. And it looks like we only have like 2-ish days left. 2-3-ish days. All right, we'll just let them do this. We'll let them go. They've got lots of food, tons and tons of food, so that's good. The forester definitely doesn't reach over there. I can plant one blueberry, and I can unplant these. And then these will just end up growing and filling this whole space, just like these ones have. We're gonna leave the scaffolding there for now, because I am gonna eventually want to demolish and put in some floodgates. Look, they're starting the build. Oh my god, that's insane. I don't want you to start that quite yet, though. I want you to build this first. These two, maybe that, probably this. And then you can start on that. So this is the order of things. We'll also make that priority. Nice. Then we'll start getting a little bit more beavers because we'll have more houses. We've got 3 open beds currently, which is decent, but not decent enough. We'll get some more beds in there. And then we'll start building a few more houses as well so that we can get more beavers and we can just start prioritizing our infrastructure. Ooh, and they're also building my awesome bridge down here. Yeah. Let's go. Our life-changing, life-saving bridge. Oh no, we've got -1. Oh, it's because we're thirsty. It's because we've got no water. It's because we have no water. Shoot. Because we have no water, I'm just gonna delete this. We'll get some water. This is good. This is fine. This is fine. This is why floodgates are useful and helpful and necessary. Even though I literally just finished building the dam. Oh, but the water is back. Our drought has ended. That's good. We've got 400 points. Close to unlocking my triple floodgate. So, I am gonna delete all of this. Should I? We'll do that here. We'll do that over here. Do I have... No! Come on! -2 points, and it's because we're all thirsty. I'm gonna up the working hours until we have enough water to survive. Come on, beavers! I'm just watching the water. Okay, you're still working. I know it sounds like it's nighttime, but it's not. You need more water. Okay, no one has died yet. So that's good. We're at 1 point. We're at 0 again. Okay, we're at -1. Okay. They're gonna start pumping again. It's gonna be fine. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. And we're at 500 points. So that's pretty special. So I'm gonna automatically just demolish this and we're gonna get that floodgate in there. I know, it's flooding. I know, I see it. I'm sorry. Yes, floodgates are a yes, please. And we're gonna get that super high priority, and thank God we can actually build it. We have everything. Oh no! Okay, so, oh shoot, Beaver, what are you doing? Why would you walk through the contaminated water? You're doing it again! Oh no, now we have an unwell beaver. Okay, so now we're getting into the actual gameplay of this game. So this is what the game is really like. You're afraid for your beaver's survival constantly. Okay, so we're gonna let this run until our beavers get enough water. I am gonna go into priority and I'm gonna make this normal priority because we've got enough workers. Got a ton of workers now. Okay, we've got our other farm in. Let's start the crops. I want potatoes for sure. Tons and tons of potatoes. We'll get some carrots in here as well. That's a good starter one too. And of course we still have our sunflower seeds. Now that I'm looking at the spread of this, it's looking okay. Not looking magnificent though, which I wanted to. I wanted to look magnificent. I'm also thinking we only have 60 points right now, but we can get in a fluid dump. A fluid dump is where a beaver will work at this fluid dump and they'll take water from our water storage and they'll dump it into a lake so that we can have water fertilizing a certain land. Of course, right now we have no water, so there's that. This is most important for us to build right now. So we're getting in our planks currently. We're getting in some gears, which I don't really care too much about. Then once that floodgate is in, we'll get our land back. We're gonna want to put our floodgates in there as well, which means 200 points. We'll do 2, I guess. Which means we're gonna need scaffolding so that we can reach all that. Come on! This is the most important thing for you to do right now. There is only one thing I care about, and it's water. Okay, I'll let this go. We'll let this go. We'll let this time lapse for just a bit. Of course, with the added working hours, because they still haven't got their water under control. Right now, they're getting close to 30, so that's good. But it's still an upwards battle. We'll get there. Looks like we're good on food, and we're doing decent with logs. Alright, we've ended this day with a net positive for water, which, as far as I'm concerned, is a positive. That is a win, because it means that we're starting the next day with water. So we have one thirsty beaver running around, who is now drank. I think all these thirsty beavers are only thirsty because they have to walk so far to get water, which is fine. They can walk that distance, it's fine. I see that we're building our dam in the background. Not super thrilled about that, because I do want them to build our floodgate, but I guess that makes sense because we don't have enough planks. Alright, I guess you can build that for now until we get those planks in. We have 0 planks. Absolutely none. Okay. Super cool, super fun. We'll get another water wheel in there eventually, which means that I'm gonna need to get a path in there, or a platform in there so that they can actually reach it. Okay, we are making planks, but we're making them and we're using them pretty simultaneously. And I think they're being put towards our platforms, which I don't necessarily want. I guess it's fine. Build the last platform and then be done with it. Then we'll actually get our water pump, which doesn't take any logs. Doesn't take any planks, so that's good. Only takes logs, which we've got 96 of. We're fine. Look at this cute little beaver colony. You can't look at this and tell me that this is not adorable. I don't know, maybe this is just how nerdy I am. This excites all the nerdy parts of my brain because it's water physics, fertilization, vertical building, planting. Of course, there's the farming aspect, there's crafting. It's just, it's done a little differently. And then, of course, there's the weird itch in my brain that the storage compartments kind of give. Okay, another drought, but we're fine. It's coming in 3 days. I think that gives us enough time. We have our water pump up here. That's good. It gives us, I think, enough time to make sure we get this floodgate in. We're building it. We're building it, and that's a win. That's really, really most important. Because if we don't get that floodgate in, then we're not going to save all of that water again. Looks like we have our potatoes down, so that's good. Well, now we can move this to a higher priority because we're actually getting potatoes in. And while we're getting potatoes in, I might get some storage in for this potatoes. We'll put the potato storage again, right next to the grill, where the potatoes belong. And then eventually I'm going to unlock these bigger, larger warehouses that can store 1,200, which is amazing. And then I want these bigger tanks. In fact, I'm gonna get a bigger tank right now. This massive tank, well, the medium tank, is gonna hold a lot more water, which is really, really important. And then I'll delete these two and build another medium storage tank there. Look at how much berries we've got. We've got beavers sitting on their butts because we have so many berries. All right, we'll put in another warehouse and get some berry storage in. Not sure what to do about these odd spaces here. Maybe I'll demolish some stuff here and there and add in some stairs. I don't know. I think I'm probably gonna leave this big mountain in because it's just gonna be too much to demolish. We can leave this farmhouse in. That's fine. And as we leave the farmhouse in, maybe we'll just end up planting a bit more. Okay, thank you. We're at 10 now. That's pretty decent. We've got our floodgate in. Also pretty decent. Love that for us. The drought started. Our floodgate's in. We are straight chilling. We've got everything under control here. Looks like we need to continue planting our trees. We're cutting them down too fast. It's because we have so many beavers around. Which means I think I'm gonna just dam up this back area over here. I was going to put like a big massive dam down here, and I still might, but at least not right now. Not right now. That's gonna be a future project. I'll demolish stuff when I get there. This will help us with planting. We'll have a lot more area to plant, I'm thinking. And then we can plant a bunch of pine there. Because right now, only some of it is fertile. See, these ones are dying back here. They're drying. Oh no! Shoot. Alright, it's time. We'll demolish these. Oh, and you won't get over until then. Demolish. That's not as important. This one's the most important one. They will walk on this, and they will demolish it underneath the feet of another beaver, so... Alright, and we're gonna lower the working hours again. We have enough water now. We don't need our beavers to work overtime anymore. Alright, and we've got our water pump. This is good news, which means I can pause this guy and this guy, and we'll still be getting some water in. Next thing I can do, let a little bit of water in. It overspills just a bit, fills this area, is green again. That's also spectacular. So now you see just how little you need to actually make this whole thing green. All of these trees are green right here, which means that when we move our bad water, the bad water stream to going off this way instead of into our city, that'll be so spectacular. That's gonna change a lot for us. In fact, while we're here, I might as well just put some stuff in. Alright, that would be enough. That would literally be all we need. We still need to build this too, so there's that. Should we get this big one? The big one is enticing. The pathing might be a little funky. We're gonna do it. We've done it. It's done. But what are we gonna put in here? I think we should start with carrots, because carrots are really important, very good, very yummy foods, very nutritious, and also very early game. And then we'll put berries in here. I think maybe we'll move this over just one so that it's like that. I think that looks better. And now that the bad water's mixed again, we have a less fertile land. And I will start laying out a path for what it would look like to walk over to this area. It's not going to be hard to get to, just going to take a long time for the beavers to walk there. But that's okay because I'm not really planning. Oh! I could... Hold on. I could access through this way. You know, I don't need to put it there, I guess. I guess I could move it. So if we have a path there, and then maybe that'll make it a little bit easier for like getting the bad one. And of course, we would high prioritize those, which means that we would need to prioritize all these bad boys. Want that to be built, we need them to get over and access that, which means we really wouldn't need all this. Okay, again, we have no more trees. There are trees over here, which we can cut. We do need them to build this dam, though, in order to get over there. So I guess right now we're just waiting on trees, huh? Because we've got so much... Oh, and we also need to unpause our water storage again. I keep messing this up. This is why I need an automation thing. I need an automation for water storage, because this is ridiculous. Okay, now I can actually build this. That's important. And then, once I don't have these anymore, I can just demolish them. Another big plan. This is something that I love doing with all of my cities. Once I get the, what's it called? The dynamite. Once I get dynamite, I like dynamiting my paths so that the water can go through my paths, and then I put platforms on top of them. It's like a path, and also, you know, it's the best of both worlds. It's now cycle 6, day 6, and we do have a contaminated beaver. And let's take a look at our contaminated beaver. Oh, without clipping through the world. This is our contaminated beaver, Dorcas. And as you can see, it looks like he's got paint all over him, but really he's just sick, and look, he looks so sad. So now this contaminated beaver won't do any work for us, but still has all the basic needs. So, and won't be healed until we have a healer in. We have enough points for an herbalist. Maybe we should get one in. Oh, the building looks different. Fun. Here seems as good a spot as any. The herbalist. Let's see, what do they need? They need dandelions, paper, and berries. We don't have paper yet, so let's get some paper in there. And we'll start our automation area. So what we're gonna do, we'll get a platform right there. Let's delete this one, don't need that. And then we'll need power. So we'll need a straight shaft. So this is our shafts. They carry power. We're gonna make sure that's prioritized, but that our shaft is not. We don't need the shaft to be prioritized. We do need the platform to be, though. So once that's in, then I'm gonna make sure that I've got some room, which I do, but I don't have enough science points. All right, so that's where it's gonna be. We'll just make sure we lay out a path just like that. We're decent on food, but that's about it. Everything else is struggling. We're struggling with the water, we're struggling with the logs, but none of our beavers are thirsty, so I guess that could be a win. Now that these two are empty, though, I am going to delete them, and I'm gonna rebuild a medium storage tank here. And that's gonna be a high priority. Okay, though, now that I'm looking at the city, this is about as much as I can do for this episode, I think. We've got the beavers building lots of things. They're building this lovely bridge down here, so we love that. They're cutting down logs. They're building the second dam. That's also great. We've got our second farm going in. We're getting somewhere with the water, I think. Just not anywhere fast. If you'd like to see the next episode, you can subscribe to my channel or just come back, I guess. Which it should be posted soon. And you can see what happens to this beaver colony as we continue to survive and fight these longer and longer droughts and eventually the bad water tides. See ya!